everyone, my name is Crystal and welcome to my informative speech video presentation. Let me ask you guys a question. Wouldn't it be cool if you had a space machine and you could go back in time and visit the month and year of your birth? Well, spaceships have not been invented yet, but we do have the next best thing, and that's the internet. Today I'm going to talk to you about the different things and events that occurred in the month and year of my birth, which was March 1970. During my research, I found a lot of cool things and information that I thought was enjoyable and interesting. So I hope that you find them interesting and enjoyable as well. There was a lot of information, like I said, so I want to break it down into 4 categories. My first category or topic is celebrity birthdays. Queen Latifah was born on March 18, 1970. She started out her musical career as a singer and a rapper, and her first album was called All Hail to the Queen, that came out in 1989 and sold over 1 million copies. She went on to become an accomplished songwriter, producer, and actress, which she was nominated for an Academy Award for her awesome performance in the movie Chicago. Vince Vaughn was born on March 28, 1970. He is a talented comedic actor. He starred in Wedding Crashers, Old School, and Couples Retreat, and those are a couple of funny movies that you can check out for a really good time. My next topic I want to talk about is movies that came out in the month of my birth, which was March 1970. There were 2 documentaries that hit the big screen. The first one was called Woodstock, 3 Days of Peace and Music. The documentary documented the iconic Woodstock Festival that took place in Bethel, New York on a dairy farm in 1969. It captured the residents' reaction to the 400,000 young people that gathered for the festival to enjoy the music of their generation. The next documentary was called King, a Filmed Record, Montgomery to Memphis. This powerful Academy Award nominated documentary documented the civil rights movement that was led by Dr. Martin Luther King. It featured the key events that took place in the civil rights movement that started with the bus boycott in 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. My next category I want to talk about is music. The Beatles' song Let It Be was released. It was written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was inspired to write this beautiful song because the band was contemplating on breaking up after the death of their manager, Brian Epstein. In his frustration, he and John Lennon created the beautiful song Let It Be. Another interesting thing that took place in the month and year of my birth was the 13th annual Grammy Awards. It was the first time that the broadcast was telecast live. Simon and Garfunkel's song Bridge Over Troubled Water won for Best Song, Best Record, and Album of the Year. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, won for Best Female Artist for her song Share Your Love With Me. The Carpenters also won for Best New Artist and Best Duo Artist for their song Close to You. And finally, Dr. Martin Luther King took home a Grammy for Best Recorded or Spoken Words on an album, and it was called Why I Oppose the Vietnam War. And finally, my last topic is politics. Richard Nixon was our 37th president. He started his second year in office in March 1970. Although his presidency ended with his resignation due to the Watergate scandal, his administration announced that they would seek ways to end segregation in the United States. Also, Richard Nixon enjoyed music and entertaining celebrities in the White House. So he decided to bring entertainment back to the White House. In March 1970, it was announced that Johnny and June Cash would be the headlining act for the President and First Lady for their event called A Country Evening in the East Room at the White House. So, March 1970 was a good year and month to be born. A queen was born. The Beatles told us we should just let it be. We got a chance to see the path that Dr. Martin Luther King walked to become a civil rights icon, and Richard Nixon brought music back to the White House. I hope that you have enjoyed going back in time with me and visiting and seeing the events and things that took place in the month of year of my birth, which was March 1970. I want to thank you for your time and thank you once again for watching. So I want to show you my audience. So everybody say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Good job, Crystal.
Hi.
Yeah.
Crystal rocks.
All right. Leisha
Can I see
Way.
Leisha?
There you go.
Okay.
Slow, Crystal. All right. Good job. Awesome.
All right.